what did you think about Devin Haney's performance against Prograis?
Oh, I think Devin did a great performance. It was
Mm,
he did. I was surprised, bro, because I thought highly of Regis Prograis. I've been following his career for a long time, but I do understand that Regis Prograis is a mid-range fighter, and I said that hey, if it go 12 rounds, Devin Haney's going to win this fight because that tells me that Devin was able to control the distance and the range just with the jab, and he did that. Now Devin did something that I didn't think he was going to do. I thought that if he got in the clinch, he was going to grab and obsessively hold. If they got close, he didn't do any of that. Like he literally beat Regis Prograis mid-range, kept him
hmm
mid-range, kept him at bay, kept circling to his weak side. You know what I mean? Which I thought he did a great job in doing that, circling to the southpaw's weak side, and he just boxed circles around him, and he literally handcuffed him. Took Regis Prograis' jab away because Regis Prograis knew that straight right hand was waiting on him. He took his lead hand away. So took the left hand away, the backhand, took that away because if he reaches with it, he's going to take that half step back and bam, catch him with the right cross. So he understood that. And Devin Haney had a 5-inch reach advantage over him. So yeah, he did way better than I thought he was going to do. And he get total credit for that because no one has ever beat Regis Prograis like that before. No one.
Yeah, and Regis in the past would stand very upright with his chin up in the air and all that. But in this fight, if you notice, he came out chin tucked. He came out differently. So I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a more defensive-minded, smarter fight. But and maybe Prograis would have had that, but Devin was just boxing the socks off him.
Yeah, he made Regis Prograis look like a nobody. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And it's not that Regis is a nobody fighter. He's a great fighter. It's just that man, sometimes the styles make fights, and that type of style, a guy with the good footwork, with footwork that Devin Haney has, and he know how to use his length. Because he has very long arms. Say I think he had a 72-inch arm reach. It's hard.
yeah,
It's hard to get around. It's hard to get around that, bro. It's hard to get around
right.
that.
Right now it was. What do you make of all this? Now, I don't really get involved in this stuff much because I like focusing on boxing, not what goes outside of it. But Tank and Devin not being able to come to an agreement. I mean, what do you make of all that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you what I told Bill Haney. I say, look, man, y'all need to stop chasing that dude. Leave that guy alone. Stop bullying him. Stop trying to put pressure on this guy. We know Tank. We know the diet that Tank is on. He's on that. He's on the diet that he's been on. You're not going to get that fight. He's the Tank is like that, he's the A side. And if you're not going to fight this guy at 135 or the catch weight and the rehydration clause, you're not going to get that fight. So just leave that dude alone, man. Let Tank fight Esau Cruz. He made his big payday fighting Ryan Garcia. Now, unless he fight Ryan again in a rematch at 140, he's not going to never make that $30 million again. Him and Ryan made 30 from what I heard. So he's
Wow.
going to go back to Esau Cruz. He's going to go back to Pork Chop Willie. He's going to go back to Hog Head Cheese. He's going to go back to Hobo Sam. SpongeBob. He's going to go back to those guys. Esau is there. Maybe he can get a Frank Martin if he decides to fight a black fighter. Frank don't stand a chance. Aesop, he flat-footed Mexican, come forward, don't know what a jab is. So maybe he can do a rematch with Roland Romero again at a catchweight. I don't know, but yeah, I told him leave that dude alone, man. Like you guys are, and I told him, I said, man, you guys are starting to remind me. It's kind of like a woman, right? She doesn't like you, and you're trying to talk to her, you're trying to get her attention, but she's saying, look, man, I don't like you. I don't want to be with you. You get what I'm saying? But you keep chasing her and chasing her and chasing her and chasing her. And there's other women out there, but you don't want those other women. You focusing on this one woman, but she don't want you. Leave her alone. And that's why I came up with the campaign, leave Tank alone. Leave that man alone, man. Let him do what he's doing. Leave him alone. That man don't
What?
want to fight. He don't want to fight you. Leave him alone.
Why do you think he doesn't want to fight Devin?
Um, he didn't want to fight him at 135. It is what it is. I mean, they're Tank is on a he's on a, if you look at his fights, he's gonna fight fights to where they're pretty much setup fights. They're fights that, hey, we know what the outcome's gonna be before we get there. You can tell by the matchmaking. The matchmakers are matching him up very, very well. And then too, Tank has a fan base that they're gonna support him no matter what. Tank can fight Big Bird from Sesame Street, and those fans are gonna be there
Yeah.
and they're going to brag about how good Big Bird is, right?
Mm,
And they're going to go online and they're going to go to war with anybody online. Now, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Big Bird can fight. Big Bird got that beak. Everybody know Big Bird is trash, but his fan base they love whoever he fights. So I
Hmm.
mean, it is what it doesn't matter. So he doesn't have. He's in a position. Tank is the only Black American fighter that I know. He doesn't have. He's not required to fight the top guys. He's the only one I know, bro. He's not required to fight him. His fan base don't require him to fight those top guys,
Mm.
and they will. And between his trainers, those trainers over there. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell to say about them. But between his trainers, Booger Ray Leonard, Floyd, they're that's just their motto. So why? And if I'm Tank Davis, I would follow the same blueprint. Now he's not going to make $30 million, of course, but why fight tough competition when my fans are happy with me fighting Snuffleupagus? They're
You
happy
know,
with me fighting Snarf from the Thundercats. You get what I'm
uh,
saying? So
yeah, yeah.
I want to fight him.
Thundercats was a dope show. Um, I I didn't think that because being a fighter, being a former fighter myself, being around it,
Mm,
like we're not literally scared of other fighters. It doesn't work. Like we're not scared. Now some fighters make business decisions, quote, you know what I'm saying? And
mm.
I didn't think at first that Tank was avoiding the top guys, but now if he doesn't fight one of those top guys next, one of them, Shakur, Haney, Teo, then you have to start questioning. Like I agree, like why, like that's all that's left. You got four of the best fighters in a long time, all in the same weight class, within 5 pounds of each other.
Mm.
They should all fight and see who comes out victorious, and that'll be a legacy generational fighter if one guy could beat all of them. You agree?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with that, Marco. And this is what I say, right? This is a new era, right? Like and I told Bill this when he was on the show. I said, look, man, he was talking about the Four Kings. I said, I don't call your son or any of these guys the Four Kings. Like it's disrespectful to the Four Kings. The one thing that the Four Kings did, they fought each other. The Four
Mm-hmm.
Kings in the 80s, Roberto Duran, Hearns, Sugar Ray, Hagler, they fought each other. And
They
then if you
did.
look at the plight that they went through in order to get to the point to where they was established as the Four Kings, like you got, it's unmatched. So, when you see, I'm the type of guy like this here. I've been watching boxing over 40 years, right? When I have a fan base come on my channel and they go to telling me about how great their fighter is, I'm gonna look at him through their eyes. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to compare him to this guy, that guy, well, shit, if you're telling me he Megatron, he better be fighting Optimus Prime. And I don't
Right.
want to hear no, this is the era. This boxing today, Marco, this shit is so bullshit. This is the only era that I know. We don't need to see our fighter fight, doggone Roberto Duran. Like you said, he's the Four Kings, right? But he don't have to do
Right.
what the Four Kings did in order to establish himself. This is the only fan base, that I know in this era where we don't have to fight these top guys because we automatically know my fighter is going to win.
Right.
It doesn't
Right.
work that way. You've been boxing for a long time. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Real quick shout out to my man, Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease. I'm not a Devin or Tank fan, but I don't see Devin beating Tank. Appreciate you, Hot Grease. Um, I thought Tank initially, I thought Tank was the best of the four, right? I thought he has that equalizer. The one thing that he lacks is his size, and that's why it takes him a few rounds to reach certain guys and time them.
Mm.
But after seeing what Devin just did, and seeing more importantly how tall Devin is, Devin's damn near 6 feet tall. Um,
No, he's not that tall.
he's about 5'10", right?
I don't know. How tall is Bill Haney?
Have you met him in person, right, Devin?
No, I haven't met him in person.
Oh, no, he's about
Uh,
he's about 5'10". He's a little
he's
under
about
5'10".
5'10". Oh, okay.
Yeah, so considering Tank, who's what, 5'5",
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now, though, after seeing Devin fight the way he just fought Prograis and seeing Devin go for it and seeing that Devin does have more power and maybe, because most people lose weight going up in weight. Most fighters lose power going up in weight. But
Mm.
maybe Devin's one of those guys that gains the power because he's not as drained. So now I'm not so sure Tank would beat Devin. I don't know. Well, who do you think would win that fight if they did fight?
See, this is the thing, right? Like the guy who gave the super chat, Mr. Hot Grease, Mr. Gumbo. Salute to you, fam. He said he don't see Devin beating Tank. I don't see Devin beating Tank because they ain't gonna fight each other. Of course, you don't see him beating him because they're not gonna fight each other. See, I don't live in the realm of delusion. Again, I come from a school. The only way we're gonna know who's gonna beat who, these guys have to fight each other. I don't believe in this. I got to imagine in my mind. Now you can try to give your opinion and break down how you think it's going to play out. But dude, you're dealing with a guy who his fan base, just like Mr. Gumbo was saying, his fan base, they are not requiring him to fight anybody. So if in my mind, if I don't see those other guys beating him in this era where he don't need to fight them because we automatically know he's going to win, it don't work that way. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work that way. Between those two guys, if Devin and Tank fight each other, the question I have is what weight? What's the weight they're gonna fight at?
I mean, I don't know. So you can't really pick a winner. Like, let's say
No,
hypothetically.
because I can make an argument for both. If Tank fights Devin Haney at 140, I got Devin Haney beating him 12 rounds, 12 round decision. If he
Okay.
fights him at 135, I have Tank. No, I have Devin Haney. If they fight at 140, I have Devin Haney beating Tank 12 round decision. If they fight at 135, I have Tank beating Haney via knockout.
What if they fight at a catch 147? I mean, not
Yeah,
147, 137.
I got Tank. If they fight him at a catch weight, he's going to fight him in with a rehydration clause as well, because that's what Tank is going to do. He's going to fight him at a catch weight and rehydrate him. If he does that, I got Tank winning.
Okay.
Listen, anything under 140 with the rehydration clause, Tank is going to win that 7 days a week and twice on Sunday.
Okay. Well, now I thought that Shakur, while his performance was a snooze fest, big time snooze fest, I thought he showed me something actually positive, sort of. He can stay away from anybody if he wants to, and maybe land an occasional jab and maybe get the rounds. What do you think? Do you think Shakur, even though it'll be boring, has what it takes to just stay away and beat a Tank, beat a Haney?
Oh, Shakur can stay the hell away. He can stay away from Tank. I mean, again, Tank Davis has very, very good footwork, but I give him that. He has very good footwork. Really, really good feints. He's fast. He's explosive. But who you fight matters, and that's how I judge fighters. Who you fight matters, man. You can look great versus Doc. You can look great versus Papa Smurf or Snart from the Thundercats. But I need to see Sugar Ray in there with Roberto Duran. I need to see him in there with the Hagler. I need to see him in there with the Hearns. You know what I mean? I need to see Hearns in there, Hagler in there, with the John the Beast Mugabe. Like that. I need to see these things because that's how you know what you have. Who
Hmm.
you fight matters. And boxing has always been like that. Who you fight matters. This is the only era that I know of where certain fighters don't have to fight anybody, and because they have a casual fan base, they have like a 95% casual fan base. So, you can shit on their plate and tell them it's meatloaf. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So, I mean that just what it is. So yeah, but Shakur because of his type of style, yeah, he can play road run and stay the hell away from Tank. Jab, and I think he'll fight Tank exactly the way he fought
Santos.
Edwin De Los Santos. He'll fight him the exact same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy because I didn't realize. I mean, he's very talented at doing that, but it's a weird thing. Like he could maybe get the decision, but he'll lose. Such a huge fan base will just diminish.
He'll lose. He'll lose. He'll lose. He'll lose to Tank. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if Tank is going to be what they like to say the A side, then he's going to have judges that he's going to have judges that's
Mm,
going to lean more, that's going to that judge based on Tank Davis's style. And I learned this from I was talking to Timothy Bradley, and I told Tim, I say, man, when you're a fighter and you're fighting big fights and stuff like that, do you pay attention to who the judges are? He said, absolutely. He said, if you're a fighter, you're supposed to always pay attention to who the judges are because you need to know what style these judges like to see. If
right,
you are a type of fighter that loves to be on the back foot, but you have three judges that love pressure fighters, well, they're going to give the round to the pressure fighter more so than the person that's on the back foot. Especially if it's a close round, they're going to give it to them because that's what they like to see. You get
right.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
you got some judges that like boxers. So if you're a pure boxer, and they're gonna always look for, all right, the boxer did this, he did that. So yeah, absolutely. So if I'm a Tank Davis, I will make sure that I'm the A side. Everything's going to be in my favor. I'm gonna have a ring size. We probably gonna have a ring size 18 feet, 18 by 18. We're gonna have the judges are gonna be more lean more towards the type of style that I want, and Shakur is gonna have to understand that. And can he fight under those circumstances? I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. But I think Shakur can stay away from Tank. I mean, because his nature will be once he gets in danger, it's gonna be flight. It's gonna
Right.
be fight or flight, and he's gonna fight the way he fought Evan De Los Santos.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, the guy that I think is a dark horse, the guy who, when he's on, when
Mhm.
he's sharp, he could beat all those guys, Teofimo Lopez. But when he's not sharp, so what do you think about Teo? Do you think he has what it takes to beat all those guys, or do you find him at the bottom of the pile, or what?
No, I like Tio a lot, man. I mean, I clown Tio and his dad sometimes, but I like Teofimo a lot, man. Teofimo was a phenomenal fighter. When he was at 135 pounds, he was my favorite fighter at 135. That to me, he was the guy. Especially after he beat. Well, it was after he beat Loma. That's what made him the best for me. After he beat Loma, and because Loma was the guy for me at first, but then when Tio beat him, I got to give it to Tio. So yeah, Teofimo, man. It seems like he fights to the level of his competition. He did catch Josh Taylor at the right time. Josh was coming off a 16-month layoff, 17-month layoff, and a foot injury. So, of course, when you have those long layoffs fighting an elite fighter who's been active, your timing is not going to be there. It's going to be hard to get in a good rhythm. So he caught Josh Taylor at the right time. But Teofimo Lopez, you know, when he's on this game, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat that kid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. For one of the hardest punchers, fastest punchers, good defense. I mean, everything. He has it all. But again, like we said, sometimes now he has reasons. Like he had an actual medical reason for the loss against, I think it was Cambosis, right?
Mm.
Um, he produced papers saying it was some air caught in his chest or whatever. And of course, he could be making that up, but it doesn't seem like it. But who knows? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if that was the case, how did he get cleared to fight?
that's a great question. I guess they missed it in the pre-fight. I guess they don't check for air being caught in your chest in the pre-fight medicals. It's just after where he said he felt like shit. They had to look deeper, and then they found it.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
guess
That's crazy.
that's what I'm thinking. I don't know for sure. Um, okay, well, so that's the lightweights. Uh, what'd you think of Benavidez?
I like Benavidez, man. Like Benavidez, he's getting better and better. The more he fights, the more he's going to get better. And what I like, Benavidez is one of the guys I would love to interview. I like Benavidez.
Or you haven't
Um,
interviewed him?
no, I haven't interviewed him,
I've
but
interviewed him a few times. If you want, I could hook you up.
oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. I would love to interview him, man, because I like what Benavidez is doing. What I love about what Benavidez is doing is this: he's doing the opposite of what he wants to fight Canelo. They call Canelo name out. They want to fight him, but he's worked his way in position to fight the guy. And I don't believe in putting fighters in a witness protection program myself. I don't believe in that. If you are what your fans say you are, and you are what you say you are, you got to prove that shit. That's how it works in boxing, and that's what I do love about some other sports. But yeah, David Benavidez is staying active instead of sitting around. I want to fight Canelo. I'm waiting on Canelo. Canelo. He said, okay, I want to fight Canelo. I'm the number one guy now. I'm the mandatory. But you know what? I'm going to just keep fighting. I'm not going to sit around and wait. I'm going to keep fighting. Because inactivity is the demise of a lot of fighters' careers. And this is what you see going on today with a lot of fighters, especially with the PBC fighters. It's like, bro, a lot of these dudes be inactive, and you fighting a guy that's active. And when you get in the ring, that shit be different. Your rhythm is off. You're not able to gauge the distance and range, because you're not keeping your tools sharp. You're
Right.
fighting once a year. You're fighting once every 15, 16 months. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You can't do that. You got to stay active.
Yeah, yeah.
Benavidez is an active fighter. I like him.
He's also such I mean, beast, and I think I say this all the time. I think he's such an underrated defensive fighter. People think he's just a flat-footed, cement-footed power puncher who walks forward, but I mean, I've seen him spar, I've seen a whole bunch of shit, and even in his fights, he shows defensive awareness. He shows speed. He shows power. I mean, everything. I think he's really tough to beat. He's impossible to beat almost at 168. Now at 75. What do you think? You think the bigger guys, better Bivol, you think they
Oh
might be
yeah.
able to beat him?
Oh yeah. The bigger guys will give him problems because like a Bivol, Dimitri Bivol, he's a very very good boxer. He's going to keep you in the center of the ring. He's going to keep pivoting you. He has a damn good jab, fundamentally sound. Very disciplined. You know, um, I like Bivol, but somebody like a Bivol, I feel to beat Benavidez. He has the height. I don't know what the arm reach is, but he does have the height.
Who does?
Um, who would I pick?
No, who has the height?
And I don't know. I said no. I'm saying I think Ben not Ben
Bivol? Nah,
Bivol, yeah.
Benavidez is 6'3". Bivol 6'1".
Yeah. No, I'm not saying he's taller than Benavidez. I'm saying,
Oh, okay.
he has he has a height on him. He has enough height to, you know, up there. He's not a short fighter. You know what I mean? That's what
Right,
I mean by that. But
right.
yeah. So yeah, I like and then you got fucking Peterbiev. Whoo, Lord have mercy. He's an older fighter, but that boy can crack. Like
Yeah,
Viterbi is one of my favorite fighters too. That's a hard hitting ass Russian, man. Like that dude right there, Marco. Man, shit. That
I've heard
dude is a motherfucker, man.
I've heard stories. I've heard stories about him from dudes who have sparred him, his trainers. Man, he is. They say that his physical strength, not just punching power, but his physical strength, they say, is next level too.
Bro, that dude can knock you out with the left or the right. He has people say he doesn't have the greatest defense in the world. Okay, but he's stopping like bro, like that dude right there, I'm scared of that fighter. I don't even have to fight him. It's just when I see him, he's like a damn Ivan Drago, but the real life Ivan Drago. This guy can fight. That
One
dude
thing,
is that dude is something else, man.
did you know that he was dropped 2 or 3 times in his career already?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah,
I didn't
absolutely,
know
yeah,
that until recently. I was surprised.
yeah. I know he got dropped, but my thing, this what I look at. It ain't how you fall, it's how you get back up. Some of the greatest have been dropped. Ali been dropped. Larry Holmes been dropped. Lennox Lewis been dropped. I know a whole lot of great fighters been dropped, but what happened? What was the end result? He stopped people.
Mm-hmm. All of them.
Yeah, he stopped all of them. You
One
get what I'm
hundred.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
So
hundred
I mean,
percent.
yeah, it's how you finish the race.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Shit.
Um. So what else we got? Okay, so we got. I put out a video today. Tyson Fury's dad, was talking. I don't know if you saw this, but he was talking about that Tyson Fury's camp is in shambles. He said Tyson Fury looked like shit against Ngannou. He said Tyson Fury isn't even talking to him right now. He thinks that his camp is a bunch of yes men. He's not training properly.
Mm.
He thinks there's a good chance Usyk's going to beat Tyson Fury if he doesn't get his shit together. Uh, how do you see that fight going?
Um, the things that Fury was able to do to Wilder, he won't be able to do that with Usyk because Usyk has footwork. Wilder doesn't have footwork. Usyk understands angles very, very well. He understands angles very, very well. So he keeps his head off the line. He know how to manipulate the distance and space. Like Usyk and his ring IQ is excellent. He's going to give Tyson Fury problems. The only advantage that Tyson Fury has on Usyk is he has the size, of course. He has the height and the arm reach. So those are the three things that he has. Outside of that, man, outside of that, the ring IQ and stuff like that, it's gonna be an issue with that guy.
I
And
just
he has pretty good timing. I can see Tyson Fury beating him if he's able to impose his will on him physically. But I believe it or not, man, that's a 50-50 fight, bro. Like I know a lot of people may say Fury is going to win because he's such a big guy, but he's not going to be able to impose his physical will on this guy. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be
mm,
there like Wilder, get tired and put his weight on. That dude. I've been watching Usyk since the Olympics, man. Like that dude gonna be a problem for Fury.
yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna see because while Usyk does have way better footwork, I mean Tyson's also so much bigger, and eventually he is gonna catch him and lean on him a little bit. We're gonna see how Usyk handles that, and we're gonna see if it takes a lot out. And Tyson does hit pretty hard, since he got with Sugar Hill. He has some power behind those punches. So we'll see when Usyk gets hit, because I think he'll get hit. Maybe not a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
but he
well,
will.
yeah, he'll get,
How's he
yeah,
gonna
he'll get.
react? How's he gonna react?
I mean, we're gonna find out. That's the thing. That's why we had a fight. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Fury has some power, but you got to look at the style of fights he's fought. Who did he fight? And he fought guys really. The guys he fought like Wilder, cement feet, uh, Dillian White, cement feet.
Oh
You get
yeah.
what I'm saying? So he's able to display that type of power against those guys who are going to be right there.
Yeah.
Versus someone like a Usyk, he's not going to be there. So, to get hit with that, whatever. So
He's
we'll see, man.
we're probably going to see a similar fight to when he fought Cunningham, where he's probably going to have to rough him up a little bit to get him from running, moving so much. I should say, not
Yeah,
running.
and he definitely got to go to Usyk's body. He's definitely got to do that.
Oh
Go to
yeah,
Usyk's body because Usyk
that's
can't take
kryptonite.
body shots. Yeah,
That's kryptonite right there,
yeah.
the body,
Yeah,
right?
he can't take body shots. Yeah, he can't take body shots.
Yeah, I think that was 1,000% a knockdown by Dubois. I don't know about a knockout because we don't know if he would have got up, but it was definitely a knockdown.
Yeah, and some referees, it just depends on who the referee is. Like to me, that was on the border. That was right there. And people say part of the glove maybe was under the border, and part of the glove was right there on the border. It was like right there, depending on which angle you look at. So because I've seen another referee, somebody got hit with that same shot, and another referee let him keep fighting. He was like, it's right there on the border. It wasn't below.
Here's what I'm saying. I've been in there enough, and Usyk's reaction was the quintessential reaction to getting hit in the body. He did not have a getting hit in the nuts before a shot. He didn't have that shot. He didn't have that reaction. You don't react that when you get hit in the nuts. He had the wind knocked out of him. It was a clean, pure body shot. So that's what I'm saying. That's what that pain was from. It was from the body shot. It wasn't from the nuts. It was nowhere near the dude's nuts. So that's why I'm like, that was just the body shot that knocked the fucking wind out of him. That clearly is what it looked like to me. His hand was shaking and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm Fury, that's his kryptonite. That's how what Fury called Usyk the rabbit. That's how you stop the rabbit. You go right to his body. That's his kryptonite.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, all right, man. Let me let you go. I appreciate you talking to me, and let's do it again soon.
All right, Marco, man. Thank you for reaching out, brother. I
Of
appreciate you.
course. Talk to you soon. Peace.